What up, everybody? You're now tuned into Candid Conversations. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley, back today with another live stream. And I swear, StreamYard is changing the music to that intro because I swear it's changed like 2 or 3 times over the last couple of days. I'm thinking my computer going crazy. I'm like, they got to put a different tune in. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in once again. We're back. And I have my buddy here, Mr. Javier Vigo. We here to talk financial planning. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's going on, Brandon? Man, I appreciate this, man. Miss you at the job, you already know.
For sure.
I see you doing your thing, and that's what's up, man. That's all that matters. So my name is Javier Vigo. I've worked with Brandon for the past 2 years. Originally from New York. Got a security background, Army vet. Been doing security since 2008. Now I'm venturing off into something new, something different, outside my wheelhouse, and I'm now a financial services representative for a company called Primerica. We'll get into everything that I do here in a minute, and we'll try to give you as much information as I possibly can.
For sure, man. So, man, yeah, I appreciate you for coming on. Yeah, and I do miss the job, man. I do. I miss the people, not the actual job, but of course the people, the conversations. I mean, fellowship amongst men is something that's highly underrated because, it's just certain things you can't talk about with your wife, girlfriend, mom, daughter, sister, or whatever that you can talk about amongst men. And men need that, man.
I agree. Hey, man, we had you should have seen the last week that Marvin was there, man. It was a show, man. It was a show.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure it was, man. Hey, now the one morning that I do regret that I'm no longer there, the one morning I wanted to be there was after the Will Smith slap. I wanted to be there that morning.
Man. It was Cap, you already know how Cap is, so yeah.
Man.
It was interesting. Cap was like, man, that couldn't have been me.
Yeah. couldn't have, man. We would have went to blows, man. But we're gonna get into a little bit of entertainment talk. We're gonna talk about this Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. But first, we're gonna get into a little bit of financial planning. And my interest too, and we talked about it before, was the life insurance. And different, especially the differences between, I think it's whole life and term life, which I didn't understand the difference between that until probably about a few years ago, and I'm still learning about it.
Yeah, I'm freshly new into this too. I mean, I've been doing this a year now. I don't have all the answers, but I know the difference. Whole life is a beast, man. It's not everything that's cracked up to be. These agents that sell it, they selling you lies. Whole life, cash value, variable life, universal life, they all fall under the same kind of a window. It's great because it does cover you for your whole life. That's true. The problem is whole life policies, they are a combination of your death benefit and a savings account, right? Now that sounds great, right? The problem with that is now you pay more money because you're paying your premium, whatever fees there are for your insurance, plus money into your savings. Okay, so it sounds good, but for the first 3 to 5 years, all that money that you've been paying into this savings account, there's zero value. So, let's say in the first 2 years, you want to do something with that money, you want to pull some money out, you got to do something. You have nothing. There's $0. By the time you finish paying this policy for the rest of your life, at the end of it, you're going to pay more money in than what you've saved up. Okay. Another problem with it is if for any reason there's a loss, right? The family's only going to get whatever the face value of that policy is. That savings account that these people have been paying years into, that goes away. Company keeps that. You don't see.
I did not. I remember we were talking about that. Yeah. You told me about that, and you told me you gave me a ridiculous percentage of insurance policies that's actually paid out to the family, and it's very low.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And there's always there's stipulations in these whole life policies as well. Whole life policies, they only pay out if you're actively working. So, God forbid you're on medical leave for a week and something happens in that week. guess what? That policy is not going to pay. Okay, and then your family is going to be devastated. One, that that they lost you, and then two, they're not going to be able to do anything because they have no money to do it. Okay, so what we do is completely different. We do what we call buy term invested difference. So we take people from whole life policies and we bring them into Primerica. We give them a term policy. Okay, term policies are always cheaper than a whole life policy, regardless of what company you go to. It's going to be cheaper than a whole life policy. Okay, because you're only getting it for a specific amount of time. Okay, the whole goal is to, by the time your term is done, we want you to be financially fit to not have to worry about life insurance anymore.
Yeah.
So what we do is we get you into a term policy, and whatever the difference is between our term policy and your whole life policy, we take that and we invest it into a mutual fund. Okay, and that goes from, that's at 12, 18, 19%.
Yeah.
So in 20 years, when you go back and you look at your investment, now you're $560,000 richer, and that life insurance policy that you had for 20 years, you don't need anymore. That's what we try to do. That's what we try to educate people on. We try to show them how to use money to make money work for you. Okay, it's more about putting your money somewhere where you know it's going to grow. You can't put it into a bank because banks typically will give you maybe 3% if you're lucky.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee.
I seen 1.5 in a lot of places.
I've seen that too. And we use what we call the rule of 72. The rule of 72 is, what happens with the rule of 72 is you take the number 72, you divide it by whatever the interest rate of your money is. Okay, and let's say you have $10,000 and you put it in a bank at 3%. Okay, so 72 divided by 3 gives you 24. Right, so every 24 years, your money doubles. So if you put it in today, 24 years from now, you'll have 20,000. 24 years after that, you'll have 40,000. Is that good? No. Can you, Brandon, tell me this. Would you be able to retire comfortably at $40,000?
No. Not even close.
So then now you find another bank that gives you 6%, right? So now 6 goes into 72, 12 times. All right. So now every 12 years, your money's doubling. Okay. So at 48 years, you're going to have $160,000. Right. So now you see how that works, right? At 6%, you at the end of it, you're at 140. All right. I'm sorry, 160. At 3%, you were at 40,000. So now just adding 3 more percent, your money didn't just double. It quadrupled. Okay. So that now 160,000, it's not nothing to sneeze at. But think about this: in 20 years, is $160,000 going to spend the same way it spends now?
Nope,
not at all.
No,
okay.
No, like $100,000 today is really what was $100,000 back in the day is really around 129 now, 130 and climbing. Because of inflation. And I think that's one of the things where, especially in my community, where it's not financial independence, financial health. These things are not taught. I didn't learn about insurance or the rule of 72 or any of that stuff until I became a man. So I'm behind the 8 ball trying to learn these things. And we talked about the term life, where the whole life, it doesn't have a cash value. So I can't. I seen where most people, how they pass down wealth is through life insurance policies.
Right. That's exactly, and that's what here at Primerica, that's what we try to do. We try to educate people. We want you to leave a legacy, not a burden. We don't want people to be a burden to their family at the end of it. We want to be able to, if a person passes, we want to be able to deliver a check to that spouse and let them know that they don't have to work, they don't have to struggle to keep whatever lifestyle they have already. Okay. And it's I like something that you just said. Now that you're trying to catch up, right? You're behind the power curve. It's true, but it's not. Okay. And the reason why I say that is, you know, the older you get, yeah, it's harder to build that wealth through investments and stuff because
Mhm.
you're already 10 years or 20 years too late, basically, right? What that means is you just have to put more into it per month. That's all that means. And the way you do that is, you know, you find a job where you can do more. You make more money. You can put more money away, right?
Yeah.
So like me, I work full time security, but on the side, I'm a financial services representative. So that entitles me to earn more money and be able to put it away faster. So that way
Yeah.
I don't have to wait till I'm 65, 70 years old to say, okay, I'm done working.
Yeah.
You know, me and my wife have a goal that we want to be uh, pretty much retired by the age of 50.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got 9 years to make that happen. Okay. My wife still has about 11 years, but I have 9 years. So if I can retire myself at 50, I'm gonna retire her at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me get some of these comments real quick. Pastor Palm, I appreciate you. He said, "Preach it." He said, "You are correct." He said his daughter will get the 550K. Very true. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Some of these, he's an older guy, so he already knows. He's done this thing. And he said, "Good age." He said, "Yeah, yeah, for sure, man, for sure." So going like you said, you work in a full-time job, but you also decided to start this on the side. And that's another part of, dude, you're not going to be able to build wealth and financial independence working for a corporation.
No, no, not at all. And the reason why is most corporations, most jobs, period, wherever you go, it doesn't really matter. Um, there's that ladder. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, some people can make it up the ladder pretty quick, right? But every time you make it up another rung, you're gonna hit a wall. Okay. Now, how you get past that wall, there's different ways. People retire, you go to a different spot, you just grandfather, it doesn't matter. Regardless of the fact you're gonna hit a plateau and you're gonna get stuck. Okay.
yeah,
Working a 9 to 5, I thought it was always the greatest thing because that's what I was taught, growing up. As I got older and I started realizing working for somebody else is not gonna make it for me. I'm not gonna get rich
yeah,
off of that. Um, Being able to be a business owner, owning your own thing, whatever it is, whatever your niche is, it doesn't make a difference. Getting into that and working for yourself is where you're going to get that financial freedom. You're going to get that financial freedom and that time freedom. Okay. I'm to the point where I'm tired of that 9 to 5 hustle. I can't. It's just getting really, really old. I've been
yeah,
doing it since I was 14. I'm about done. Okay, I did 8 years in the army, and even being in the military, it was same thing. You get to a point where you can't get past it, and then it's
yeah,
either you change jobs or you get out.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
know,
And then you can easily hit glass ceilings when you work with other people, because it's really your hard work, what you do, and you controlling what you can control is one thing. But hey, who you know, and we all know, is who you know.
yeah,
So you could be incredibly qualified for a position, but hey, the guy, he has a buddy that he went to some academy with, or that he used to work with here, and they want to put this person in this position, but you're more qualified for it. It happens all the time. So that's why that you got guys, you hit that glass ceiling and you can't go any higher. And let's be honest, the higher you go, the less spots are going to be available anyway. So
exactly,
it's only so many spots where you're going to be able to make that type of money anyway.
exactly. And then plus, not only that, uh, whether you working for a Fortune 500 company or not, the salary you're going to get is only based on your position. It's not based on the work that you do. You know what I mean? Because there's people that there's the low man on the pole that does the most work. And that's how every company is structured from the CEO down. The guy at the bottom is the one doing all the work. The guy up that's in charge of him is getting paid more for doing less, watching the other guy work. Then his boss is doing the same thing, and his boss is doing the same thing. So it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. See, he said my daughter will start her Roth IRA at 17. She will be a millionaire at
There you
59.
go.
Hey,
There you
and
go.
shout out to Claude. We got to make sure Claude sees this. You know, he's not so techno savvy, but Claude put me on to the Roth IRA. He put me on very early.
Yeah, that's true. Look, I didn't know anything about Roth IRAs, man. I all I knew was 401ks from a company, from an employer. That's all I knew. I didn't know mutual funds. I didn't know none of that stuff. I was
Mhm.
just following what they told me, what they gave me. Whatever say, hey, look, you want to get into this? Yeah, let's go.
That
You
sound like
know,
that military mindset, man. Yeah,
you get into that role, man. Once you get into that role of that
yeah,
wheel, it just keeps on and on and on until you get off, man. And you gotta have the intestinal fortitude to get off the wheel. You know, if you stay
yeah.
on it, you're gonna just stay stuck, and then you can't complain about it if you don't change what you want to do.
True, true that. So, it was one other thing you was telling about the fin that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So the fin is your financial independence number, okay? And what that means is, um, it's a way of determining the exact amount of money you would need to have in your savings, retirement plans, um, life insurance, everything that covers your finances.
Yeah,
That last number total of what you would need to comfortably retire without having to worry about working ever again. And that all depends on your debt, your income, um, whatever. What is it? Debt, income, mortgage, and your education for kids. Okay, so that you have to get a financial needs analysis is what it's called, and I do those for free. You know, most companies you have to pay for that. You know, you got to pay to sit down with somebody to tell you how much you need to retire. You know,
yeah,
and sitting down with that is just numbers, man. It's all about numbers. And then from there, you figure out how much you need to have, and then it'll break down how much you would have to put away each month in
yeah,
order to reach that goal. You know, some
yeah,
people some people got it easy. Some people it's maybe $150 a month, and they're good. Some people have to put 500 a month. You know, some people got to put more. It all depends on your age, the amount of debt you have, mortgage, all that good stuff. Okay, so
yeah.
it all depends.
Yeah, yeah. Like, hey, and I said this when we decided to do this. He said, if you were interviewing Will Smith right now, you have 500 viewers. It's sad, but in our community, financial planning appears to be boring. And I knew that from the start. I wanted to do this anyway, but I just from watching other creators and when they talk about finances, even crypto or things like
Yep.
that, their views are very small compared to when they talk about whether it's celebrities, bull crap, or whatever they you get the views. But this is not for those people who have no interest. This is for people who, hey, maybe want to change something. You basically a ham and nigger pencil pusher. You out here working for other people and you're not building stuff for yourself. So for those people who want to break away and break away from the system, this is for them.
And not only that, it's not so much that it's boring, right? It's that people don't understand it.
That
Like
too.
when I first got into the role of a financial service representative, I didn't know anything about finances, man. I didn't know. Look, how my thought was, how can I tell somebody else how to do it if I can't do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But once I started to sit down and actually listen to these people talk, and actually get into these books and read some stuff and see, hey, if I put this amount of money away every month, you're gonna tell me I can have this much in
Yeah.
30 years, and then I don't have to worry about nothing. Oh man, I was like, sign me up. Why not? Let's go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they don't have that coach. They don't have a financial coach, so they don't know the ins and outs. It's not rocket science for one. But if you have the right person in your life that sits there and tells you, hey man, this is how you can get to be one of those one percenters. Let me show you. Let me sit down and we crunch these numbers, and I guarantee you, at the end of the day, when you see the end product, you're gonna be like, yeah, let's work on this.
Yeah. Yeah. So like right now, what would you say? Like, let's say they take a family of four. mom, dad, two children, what would you say that the mom and dad need to be building towards as far as retirement? Like, what is the ballpark number where, let's say they're both 35 right now?
Right.
They're both 35. And so, what you got another 25 years or so to work, get money up, plan, because what is it, 62 that retirement
62,
start?
65. Most
Yeah,
people have.
yeah. So, what's the ballpark number that they would need to be looking at for retirement?
Let's see, family of four, right? So they're 35. They got a good probably 30 more years of working, right?
Hmm.
Full time, 9 to 5 for somebody else. Okay. Unless they decide I don't want to do that no more. Let me jump into something myself. Okay. Ballpark, man, you would need at least to be comfortable. Um, I'll even use myself. Okay. I'm 41. I got another, if I decide to do it, I got another what? Maybe 24 years of
Yeah,
working steady. Um, in order for me to be comfortable and not have to work ever again, and make sure that my kids go to college, have money to go to college if they choose to make sure that whatever house I buy is paid off, I have to have at least maybe $2 to $3 million
yeah.
away, at
At
least.
least, at least that's what I'm hearing. That's you. I've
Because
talked to some other guys, and that's pretty much the ballpark number. Is
yeah,
that
and
even if
it's
you're a single person, you're gonna need at least a million.
at least because you got to think about it. Again, inflation, money doesn't is not going to spend the same in 20 years, man. So
Yeah,
you have to stack it in order to make sure that you keep in line with that rise of prices for everything. So
yeah,
at least, man, minimum.
yeah, man. Hey, you got people making life decisions at the gas pump today, man. So hey,
Dude, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because some places are like 3.99. Then you go to you drive like a mile down the street and it's at 4.20, and I'm like, how does that make a difference? So yeah.
yeah, I've seen it changed as I pull up. I saw it was 409 and went to 419 as soon as I got out the car. I said, God, come on, man, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But I know for the average person who's looking to go ahead and start that, because let's be face it, most people haven't even prepared for
Right.
retirement.
Right.
They have
Yeah,
nothing put
I
away.
wasn't. I
Yeah.
wasn't.
So where would they start? Where would you suggest that they start?
As far as what? As far as just retirement itself, or
Yeah, yeah.
as far as
Starting
starting
to
to put money away?
put that money away and prepare for retirement.
Uh, in my opinion, it all depends on the person. It depends on what they need, what their needs are. I'm a big fan of mutual funds. One of the
Okay.
safest ways to go. It's not anything. It goes up and down just like the market. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. It all depends.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
But
been getting the notifications for mine where it's dropping a couple
yeah,
percentages and it goes
yeah,
up.
yeah. So look, with Primerica, most of theirs, man, have averaged at least 12% for months. I was actually sitting down with my regional vice president last month, and he was showing us numbers of different stocks that they got, and one of them was up one year like 20%, man.
Hmm.
It was ridiculous. Now, granted, it dropped a year, down to like 9%, below 9. It was one of those recession years or whatever it was, but it bounced back up, you know.
Yeah,
So it all depends on the market. But if I were, having a 401k at whatever employer you have, that's a good start. That's a good start because it's something,
gotcha.
you
Yeah,
know. But if they want to really get a good yield on their money, I would suggest them to put it into a mutual fund. And the beauty part about our mutual funds is you can start it off with $25. Most
yeah,
places you can't even they won't even talk to you for $25. So, but depending on their budget,
hmm,
you sometimes you want to put as much as you can periodically,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, and then you can always raise it. You can always
yeah,
raise it up. So, but a good $25 with us gets you started, and then you can go from there.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. He said, I know a 53-year-old without any retirement set up, and they still want to purchase an Escalade.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I
Hey,
wouldn't
but
recommend that.
that's not uncommon, Vigo.
It's
That's
not.
not
It's not.
uncommon.
It's not, and that's the problem. That's the problem. Uh,
Oh my
but
goodness.
I get it. I
That's
get it. Hey, look, I understand, and I'm not saying is anything wrong with spoiling yourself. I understand it.
yeah.
People work
Yeah,
hard
you have
every
to pay
day.
yourself.
You got to. So I get that. I get that. But I would put whatever money you're gonna put into that Escalade into a mutual fund like today.
Hmm.
Because guess what? 20 years from now, that money that you put in for that Escalade, it's gonna be a nice little chunk of change, and then that Escalade is gonna be obsolete, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, and then just think, depending on who this is and how they treat cars, that Escalade will probably be out of commission in less than 5 years, man.
Exactly.
Because you got people out here, hey, and not to disparage them, but there's certain women who I know, hey, ball tires,
Yeah.
ain't had an oil change
In a
since
year.
Purple Rain. I was gonna say since Purple Rain they had an oil change. How would that? Hey, is that white smoke? I don't think white smoke's supposed to be coming out of a car like that, baby. Oh,
Exactly.
Kassan
Exactly.
Carter, what's happening, man? He said I'm looking for a
Well, vet.
vet
Okay.
myself, a Chevette 85. That is. Hey, there you go. But I'm sure Kassan, you have your affairs in order before you out here looking for this Chevette. Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. But so we got your website up here. I'll say, you say Kasai shot caller. Oh yeah, Kasai got the bread, man. Hey, Kasai, did you ever go to the? I think it was the 49ers Packers game. I knew if you went there, you was freezing. The playoff game, it was
Oh,
snow. I know
oh,
you was cold if you ended up going to that one. I know you talked about going to it. But I got your website up here, so anybody who's wants to
yeah.
get in contact, and having just a conversation,
That's
schedule
it.
somebody's time and just go find out the information and learn.
Look, I do interviews for everything. I can sit down with a client to talk life insurance. We can talk investments. We can talk wills, power of attorney, stuff like that. We can sit down and talk the business aspect. I'm always looking for new business partners, people that money motivated individuals that can be coachable and just have a passion to help people. Um,
Hmm.
this business is changing. It's changing lives everywhere, man. I sit down for free. I don't. There's no. You don't got to pay me for me to listen. You
Yeah,
know, I can do a financial needs analysis in like 10 minutes and tell you exactly what you need, when you need it, and how long it's going to be before you get it.
yeah, for sure. He said he's stupid to about Kassan earn his money on the earning board.
That's what I'm talking about. This, hey,
Yeah,
crispy.
crispy, absolutely crispy, man. So, well, this is where the people you can find them here. There's a mobile number
Yeah,
office.
just scroll over that solutions thing right there.
You say solutions.
Yeah,
Oh, right here, right here.
that's what we do right there in
And
a
so
nutshell.
financial needs analysis, term life insurance, investment, auto and home insurance, prepaid legal service, and ID theft defense.
Look,
There it is,
we
man.
try to be the one-stop shop, man. So
There it is, man. So contact Javier Vigo. Hey, trying to get this man. Hey, trying to get that financial independence. So by 50, you could be
it,
sipping my ties with
that's
your
it.
lady.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? And it's it. Me and my wife are business partners. I do all the talking. She's not that type of person, but
Yeah,
everything I do is with her. So it's not something that we're used to, so it's different. But
hmm
we know where we want to be, what we want to build, and we just trying to do that.
okay, for sure, man. So, and we gonna wrap that right there. I think that was nice segment right there, and we had 30 minutes, so this is perfect timing. So we had 30
Perfect,
minutes.
perfect.
The human attention span is shrinking by the day, so we don't want to be too much longer. But I appreciate you for tuning in. I promise I do. I promise I do. But man, we're gonna talk a little bit, get a little bit of celebrity stuff going. But I want to highlight this one because this is everyday stuff. I mean, he's a superstar, of course, and I'm speaking of Johnny Depp, but average everyday men are going through this by day. And it's a cautionary tale, of you not properly vetting as a man, because there's no way in the world a man of Johnny Depp's stature, he has access to all types of women, that he chose this person who has done some heinous things. Allegedly, we're going to say allegedly. We don't want to come back and say this stuff, but this right here is hilarious to me. They're sitting in court, and he's talking, and he's trying to talk, and the attorneys are interrupting him. And Vigo, what I've seen with this is that I've never been in this situation where I've had to, go before the court and been in trouble or anything, or had to testify, but I have done jury duty. And to me, it all seems like a mental game that they're playing, start to finish.
Talk about the lawyers.
Yeah, it's a mental game they play.
It's look, I can't say I'm against, and I can't say I'm for the legal system. It's flawed. We all know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of these lawyers go in there and what they try to do is they try to manipulate the words, man, and they try to make it seem like you don't know what you're talking about, but they do, and then they want you to say what they want you to say. So it's like you try to figure out what you want to say, but you can't because they keep telling you something else. I've seen it way too many times.
Exactly what you just said is this clip. Watch this.
Objection calls for hearsay.
Let me ask you a different question, Mr. Depp.
Yes. Let's let him object to another one. He'd had a conversation with Ms. Heard.
See, he's been interrupted so much. He's waiting for them to interrupt. Crazies.
Let's move beyond the conversation that Kevin Murphy had with Ms. Heard.
He said, yes, they had. Okay. It appears that Ms. Heard had told
hearsay or
not to fight what she would like for him to cook. That's hearsay, I guess.
I'm not just sure it's often the truth of the matter is asserted.
he got it.
Okay, all right, well then.
I'm learning. To Ms. Heard that
I'll move to strike this as hearsay, Your Honor. And I object.
disturbing. Yes, I looked at papers. Maybe they're hearsay papers.
Now he's having
So I can
fun.
read it out of someone's article, but not from the man's mouth.
I think it's a pretty simple yes or no question, which is
You'd like
Other
it to be, sir.
others-
Nothing simple in this case.
other than
October is 2 months before December. That's correct.
this was a document that you signed as part of your divorce proceedings, correct?
That's my signature indeed.
Mr. Depp, that is your signature on the right, correct?
Yes, it is.
This is a document you signed, right?
For the third time, that is my signature, yes.
You go down. And that was a document you signed in August of 2016. Correct.
Is that the same one that I signed 3 times before? Yes, that's the
Well, I wanted to make clear that you signed that in the summer of 2016.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then Johnny's here for this defamation case. He say what, 30-minute interview? Not you. Hey, I know, right? I know. See, the people, these dudes already know, man. Hey, I get in here, man, and we get to talking, and I look up and it's 3.5 hours, and I say, oh my goodness. But it's crazy that he has to go through this, because people are like, well, why are you making fun of the domestic violence case? This is not the domestic violence. No. This is a defamation trial. Yeah. Him talking about basically suing her for $50 million basically throwing mud on his name, manipulating his children, manipulating his family. Found out that he had moved like half of her family into his home with them. I'm saying?
Yep.
That doesn't sound like what abusers do. Abusers isolate you from family. They don't invite your family in.
Exactly. I've had people in my lives that have gone through that, so I know that isolation is ridiculous too. So
Yes. It's crazy. Let's see. I got one more. Let's see. Where's the other? Oh, and this is hilarious. So he been doing all this objecting and hearsaying, and he objected his own question. Listen to this.
You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Cooper told me he sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Yes.
Okay.
see,
Hey,
don't even know.
hey, no, they're having the time of their life now, especially Johnny and his lawyer. Look how they laugh when the dude does
while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Yes.
Okay. You said he sustained an injury to his finger. You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr.
Absolutely
Depp's
ridiculous,
hand.
man. Absolutely ridiculous.
This trial is a joke now, man. It's just
It is, and then this is let young, especially young men. You got to know, men, that no matter what the judgment is in this case, because she doesn't have $50 million. Let's be honest.
no.
But no matter what happens, Johnny Depp doesn't win this.
No.
He doesn't. He's not going to win this. She has already won because she's already gotten her pound of flesh. Her objective was to drag his name through the mud, manipulate his kids, manipulate the the court of public opinion. That was her goal, and she succeeded in her goal. So this right here, it's a lot of people who are, even after seeing this, after learning that she defecated in his bed.
Yeah.
There's recordings of her putting hands on him that she admitted to. After all of this, it's people who are going to still look at him as, the boogeyman.
Of course. I mean, it's playing everywhere, so it's gonna be talked about for a while too.
Oh yeah. Now, one of the things that he brought up, I'm gonna play this last one right here.
Believed in me for,
and he was talking about basically her selling his name.
I didn't deserve that, nor did my children, nor did the people who have believed in me for all these years. I didn't want any of those people to believe that I had done them wrong or lied to them or that I was a fraud. I pride myself on honesty. I pride myself on truth. Truth is the only thing I'm interested in. Other lies will get you nowhere, but lies build upon lies and build upon lies. It's too much to cover. I'm obsessed with the truth, and so today is the first opportunity that I've been able to speak about this case in full for the first time.
And I know for a guy, it has to be infuriating, especially when you're innocent and you try your best to build a reputation. It's amazing how a reputation can go to crap like that
Instantly
off of somebody else.
And it doesn't. And the sad part is, and I could speak this from experience. It's the way people say things, whether it's the truth or not. If you say it to a certain person and you put emphasis on it, that person is going to believe you. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be something that they won't believe until you sit down and act like the person that's accused sits down and actually tells them, hey, let me tell you the whole story though.
Mm-hmm.
you got half of it. Let me tell you the rest of it. And then that's when people see like, oh, well, yeah, they didn't tell me that. Exactly my point. They're gonna tell you what you want to hear, not what the truth is. They just go whatever they want to be the truth. That's what's going to be the truth until somebody proves otherwise.
Yeah, yeah, and this is just, especially because I always like to address young men, especially. Walk away, walk away. You don't win in no part of this scenario. None. There's no win at all. There's only a loss. So take your L, take it humbly, quietly, and move on. That's the only thing you can do, man. Lick your wounds, heal, and then come back at it or whatever. But man, you have to take this L and you have to move on, because all you do, acting emotionally, you dig the ditch even deeper.
That's true. That's true. Because as men, we don't show emotion very often, but when we do, uh, it gets nasty. So
Yes.
we tend to bottle things up, and then when we speak on it, half the time we don't think about what we're gonna say before we say it, and when we say it, it's just reaction, and then that's it, and then we like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Too late now.
Too late. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late, man. It's too late. Well, for sure, man. So, man, hey, y'all, let this be, and properly vet, man. With a nice figure, whether you like blondes, brunettes, she gotta have top, she gotta have bottom, whatever those things are. How she looks, man, don't take that stuff into consideration right away. That's cool and all, but if you're looking to build, her mindset is what's going to help you build. Her mindset is what's going to teach your children. And you gotta have someone who basically, like, you had the it's Chinese millionaire. Hold on, what do you say, Julie? Say, good evening, cuz. How you guys tonight? You're speaking some good truth. Appreciate that, cuz. When what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
You're talking about the Chinese billionaire?
Oh, the Chinese, yeah. So I can't, and I don't want to play his video because it might get copyright or whatever. But he talked about how he makes I think he's making like 70 grand a month right now. So he's making some bread. But
Nice.
he came to America out in LA, and he was married, got married, had a child. His wife took their child and went back to China. And so now he's just had to go to child support court. And the way they calculate in California is that they calculate how much you make per month per times how much time you spent with the child. And you say people know if he spent 0% of the time because the child's in China. He can't get to them, can't find them, don't know where they are. So now he has to pay $5,000 a month.
Wow.
And so he said, there goes my retirement, there goes my savings, there goes anything I had built up for the kid on the back end, whether they're college, it's gone now.
Wow. I mean,
he has to build it back. But he's saying he has to build it back up. And of course, he makes money, so he's a working man. He's able to do that. But everything he had planned right now, it's put a dent in his plans. He has the reverse course.
It pushes him back a few years because now you gotta recalculate the budget and figure out where you're gonna pull money from to put there. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't wish that
crazy,
upon
man.
Nobody, man.
No, man. And so you looking at stuff like this, you look at that. I mean, because I'm 33 and I'm looking at this like, man, marriage. Man, like I said, you can't look at marriage today from that 90s R&B jagged edge, let's get married, romantic comedy bullcrap. You can't look at it from that perspective anymore. You have to look at it as a business. You have to look at it for somebody. This person is a partner who basically we're a partner in like I say, a law firm. We're partnering in a law firm and we're working towards the same goal. That's how you have to look at it. Not that, oh, my queen, oh, my star heir. That can come in time, but the goal is for you to put in the work.
Look, I've been married almost 18 years, man. It'll be 18 years in September. Okay. Can I say it's perfect marriage? Of course not. No one can. And any married couple that tells you that their marriage is perfect is a damn liar. Okay. Everything in life, man, that you do, whether it's a job, a relationship, whatever you do, you got to work at it, man. You're gonna hit bumps. You're gonna hit a plateau where
Yeah.
things just ain't right, But in order for it to be what people consider perfect, it's a give and take, man. You can't
Yeah.
just take all the time. You got to be able to give it. You know what I mean? And me and my wife, we've hit our struggles. Everybody does. The key to that is how you work through it. You
Yeah.
know, if you together and you can see that you can make it to the end of the road together, then there's a way for you to get to that point, but you got to work at it. Communication is key. Being able to be vulnerable sometimes, and get hit in the head with situations where you gotta either let go of something that you're doing or do something that you never thought you would do. But you got to work at it, and not every relationship is the same. So whatever the situation is, it's not always going to work out the same way. You can't work it the same way either.
Yeah.
It's not a job where everything is the same. So you just got to find yourself and move towards a road where y'all meet together.
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed that was going to keep you grounded as a couple is that you guys have a common goal. Because at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about each other, what happens, what was said, and whatnot, hey, all right, you apologize, I apologize, but hey, we still got a goal we have to meet.
Yeah. Look, sometimes after a fight, the best thing to do, don't talk. Have your argument, go to separate rooms,
Mm-hmm.
cool out. If you
Yeah,
have to look, me and my wife actually we kind of have a rule. We try not to go to sleep, upset with each other, But we give each other space to calm down, cool out, and collect ourselves. And then it's funny because we never really apologize to each other because look, sometimes to tell you the truth, to fight, you have to fight. You know what I mean? To get through whatever that
yeah,
situation. You got to get it out. You got to let it out. The argument's gonna happen. But me and my wife, we never really apologize to each other after a fight. What we do is we'll find silly, stupid ways to talk to each other. you
mm-hmm.
know like let's say I go into the kitchen and I find something on the counter that shouldn't have been on the counter. I'll go to her, be like, "Oh, why you leave this there? It's not supposed." And then we find it funny, and then that's it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it all depends. Everybody's different. So
Everybody's different. Everybody's different. Yeah. So let's see what Julie say. But if he gets a lawyer to go back, he can fight that because men have rights. And if he filed
yeah,
for joint custody, yeah, he's in the middle of his fight, and he just gave the update, and the update was the judgment that he's got. But that fight, what you got to know too, that fight, he's going to have to spend money. Now,
yeah,
thankfully, he has the money to spend. And he has that money to spare. But think about the average everyday man that doesn't have that money to spare. You know, so yeah, you working at Taco Bell ain't got that kind of cash. He just don't, man. It is what it is. But man, we're gonna leave it right there. I appreciate you for coming on. And make sure y'all let me do one last time. Let's pull up the site so they make sure they know where they can find you. You want to talk about financial planning, getting ready for retirement. There he is, Javier Vigo, Primerica. See financial needs analysis, term life insurance, investment, auto and home insurance, prepaid legal services, ID theft defense, guys.
Look, even if you have something in place now, I would suggest just give me the 20 minutes, just to show you. Uh, what we do is a lot different than a lot of companies. What we do is we want what's best for the customer. I'm not worried. Yes, I do get paid for what I do, but the bottom line is that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at making sure that everybody understands that in order to leave a legacy for your family, leave something for them and not a burden. This is the thing that has to be done. The older you get, the more it's going to cost. you don't want to wait that 10-year mark and be like, oh crap, now I need it.
Yeah.
Just reach out. Best thing to do is you can shoot me a text, email, either or. I'm really I reply pretty well. I'm pretty quick at it. I don't like to diddly daddle with it. So just 20 minutes, and I can put together a financial plan that'll put you in the right place to be financially free.
Yeah, there you go. So to say, wow, that's good. I'm planning my life for my afterlife for my grandchildren. See, there you go, man.
That's what I'm
Leave
talking about right
leave
there.
leave your children and grandchildren something other than debt and despair. That would be
Exactly.
nice. That would
Yeah.
be very nice.
That's
So
what I'm trying to build with with my family. I'm trying to build a legacy. I want to be able to leave money for my kids so they can leave to their kids and their kids and their kids, and then just keep on going. I want to be that picture in the photo album where when my great grandkids get to it and they say, hey, that's your great grandfather. He left this and
mhm.
this.
Yeah.
Julie, you talking to me?
Yeah. Who number you need? Because his number was on the what I just showed on his site. So you can contact him from there, man. But man, I appreciate you for coming on, sir. This was good. See, 50 minutes. I think this ain't the shortest show. I just did one.
This a record for you?
Yeah, no. I did one 27 minutes the other night. So this right here is this is par for the course right here. Oh, she said she missed it. I'm gonna share it one last time before we get out of here. Say she missed it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on here, man.
Oh,
I've
no
been
problem.
looking for a little a place to put my information out there and look for people, like I said, like-minded people, man. I just want to be able to show
Yeah.
people. Look, I'm not saying I want to be one of the 1%, okay? Because
Mhm.
that I can't. I don't want to reach that far because that's a stretch for me. I'm getting older. I don't have that much time to be 1%,
Yeah.
but I want to be as close as possible to that 1% as I possibly can. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to talk to me to fill in the gap. Well, he talk about me. He say a record. No, that's not the record. That's not the record. Not quite, man. But man, I appreciate you
Hey,
once again.
for anybody that wants to give me a call, I'm pretty flexible. I work this business part time, but I work it anytime. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if for some reason you can't get a call out till 10 p.m., that's fine. I work with it.
Now I remember when he first started. Hey, he was getting licensed in all states. Hey, how many states are you licensed in?
6.
6 states. He's licensed in 6 states.
States.
I remember he was just starting out. He was building the website. He was so excited about it. I say that's there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
And you saw what I was doing every day when I went into work, man. I was studying, man. That's all.
Every day.
Just trying to get it, man. And it's
okay. She said she's gonna call you. She said she lives in South Carolina.
I'm licensed in South Carolina.
There it is.
Matter of fact, I just got licensed like 2-3 weeks ago. Matter of fact, so
yeah.
So
I'm
in case they want to know, I'm licensed New York, New Jersey, Ohio, South Carolina, Florida, Arizona. Those are the 6 states.
There it
Only
is,
44
man.
more to go.
There you go. And but I appreciate you. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. See all my social media on the bottom there. And I will be back later on this week. I may be back tomorrow. I may do a show by myself. It's a lot of topics, a lot of stuff to talk about, man. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate you, Vigo.
Hey, man. Appreciate the love, bro.
For sure, man. But until next time, man, we are out of here.